All right, we got to do it. We got to talk about Luis Ortiz, who is caught up big in a gambling scandal in the MLB. It's important to remember that the MLB does not play around when it comes to gambling. All major league players who bet on their own games face a lifetime ban. It just happened last year with an infielder from the Padres, and it might happen again today. Luis Ortiz scratched from his start from the Cleveland Guardians for gambling. Breaking, according to ESPN, alerts of Ortiz first pitches flag bets in Ohio, New York, and New Jersey. Betting on the result of first pitches is offered by some sportsbooks, which such wagers commonly refer to as micro bets. So I'm going to show you the two pitches that are specifically being looked at by the gambling integrity organizations. I want to point out that Major League Baseball has partnered with these gambling integrity organizations because of the corruption that could come for baseball with gambling. Now, it's important to remember we call these micro bets. Why are they micro bets? That means they are on a single pitch. Hundreds of pitches are thrown each and every single game. So they are looking into massive bets put on Luis Ortiz first pitch to be a ball. The first one that the gambling integrity organization is taking a look at is this pitch from a Seattle Mariners game in Seattle. We got the first pitch of the bottom of the second inning, and that's it, done. So there were big bets put on Luis Ortiz first pitch of the bottom of the second to be a ball, and he obliges. Now, this could be sus. Obviously, there's odds that it's not sus at all. So here's the other one. Top of the third, first pitch of the inning, and there are big bets in Ohio, New Jersey, New York, all saying Luis Ortiz first pitch ball. And what happens? Spikes the fastball, not even close. Now this one could be a bit of anecdotal evidence, but Luis Ortiz is out here in the fifth inning. First batter of the inning is Anthony Volpe, and he is going to strike out Anthony Volpe and look visibly upset. He's clearly not happy with himself. Maybe he just didn't execute the pitch he wanted to. It's actually Volpe's third time striking out this game. So maybe somebody had his under on strikeouts and he's upset Volpe can't hit the ball. Maybe I'm looking too far into it just because he's under investigation now. I don't know. Now, I think it's important to also remember that these are just allegations, and obviously Luis Ortiz is going to be innocent until he is proven guilty by the betting association, and I'm sure they'll get into some accounts. I'm sure they'll get into the bottom of it, and the MLB is giving full compliance with the betting integrity organizations to make sure they do not have any corruption amongst their sport. I assume, of course, it is possible that all of this is simply just a misunderstanding, and it's all going to wash over, and it's actually, if that's the case, then this is poor on the MLB for making it such a big deal. So at this point, I really hope he was gambling for the MLB's sake, because if he wasn't, you're ruining a guy's reputation for nothing. But I personally think it's probably safe to assume that something fishy was going on. I don't see the MLB as an organization to make a big deal out of the gambling if it didn't have something real behind it. I mean, we saw it with the Shohei thing and the interpreter. They made a whole big deal out of it, and that's their biggest star in the whole league. They made a very big deal out of it. So long story short, all of this is still very unproven. We're going to have to see what happens in the future with the investigation, and I'm excited to see, because I think if he was gambling, that's something that they should be taking care of, and I think that's something that they should be taking seriously, and I'm glad they are. Now, here's Jeff the Jet Passan explaining it better than I can, so I'm going to leave you guys with Jeff Passan explaining this to Pat McAfee in simple words, because Pat doesn't watch much baseball. I think this is a great explanation. I'll leave you with this.
Pat, a little more than a year ago, Tucupita Marcano, who was an infielder for the San Diego Padres, was banned for life for placing bets on nearly 400 Major League Baseball games. And there were four other players during that time who were banned for a year because they were in the minor leagues when they bet on Major League games. But baseball is just the kind of sport that when you have the ability to gamble the way that you do these days is rife for potential corruption. I mean, you can bet on individual pitches, Pat.
Yeah.
the ability for a pitcher or for a player to have one of those little minuscule events turn into a windfall of money potentially. That's why Major League Baseball and the other professional sports leagues have partnered as strongly as they have with gambling integrity organizations. It's a problem for the sport. And listen, it's great when this sort of thing gets flagged, but it also makes you think, how many times does this happen where it doesn't get flagged as well? And what does that mean for the integrity of the game?